problem. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Next, Mr. Swalwell.
Thank you. Ms. Rodriguez, welcome, and thank you for coming today to testify. Ms. Rodriguez, were you at the Capitol on January 6th?
Was I at the Capitol?
Yes.
No, sir. I was on the premises outside of a reflection pond waving a flag.
So you were on the Capitol grounds?
I'm not sure if that's technically Capitol grounds. I was near the street.
Is this your tweet right behind me at 3:05 on January 6th, 2021?
I really do not know.
Okay. Are you at Secure Border TX?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you see that picture?
I can. Mm-hmm.
Did you go any farther than where you were in that picture?
No, sir.
Did you ever cross any police barricades on January 6th?
Not that I'm aware of.
Did you ever see any violence on January 6th?
No, I did not. I did see a red flare go up. I don't remember the time, but that was about it. I did not encounter any violence. As a matter of fact, it was quite peaceful. I was involved in some prayers the day before.
So January 6th, over 150 officers were injured. One lost an eye, one lost a finger, one lost a life, but you didn't see any violence?
No, sir, I did not. That was not my experience.
You agree, though, that violence against police officers took place that day?
Sir, I'm not quite sure what this has to do with the exploitation of children, like the young girl who wore this band.
Sure. I guess, you were called, you publicly tweeted this, the majority knew that you were on the Capitol grounds on January 6th. And so, your credibility is, just as every witness, including the Democratic witness, is fair grounds for questioning. And so I guess my question is, you are aware that violence took place at the Capitol on January 6th.
That's what the media says.
Okay. Do you believe the media?
Inherently, I do
No,
not.
about January 6th.
About January 6th, I can only go by my personal experience. And I absolutely, if waving a flag and praying outside of the Supreme Court and standing outside waving a flag on public property is a crime, I'm not quite, again, I'm really not sure what relevance. We have children that are being raped using our taxpayer dollars. I'm not quite sure what this has to do with me waving a flag has to do with.
So you were among a crowd that did commit violence. And my question for you is, and I accept you at your word, you did not commit any violence that day, you didn't see any violence that day. Certainly, it's not a lie, it's not made up that 150 officers were injured. But my question is, to your credibility, will you condemn the violence that took place against the officers that day?
I absolutely condemn any violence, including the violence that is occurring at our southern border using our taxpayer dollars. Absolutely.
Okay. And did you tell the majority before they invited you here that you had participated on the Capitol grounds on January 6th?
Did I tell the majority that I waved a flag on?
Did they know that you had been at the Capitol on January 6th?
That was not a question that I was asked. No, sir.
Okay. And as it relates to January 6th, you also posted a tweet that encouraged people to attend that day and, quote, fight for Trump. Do you remember writing on January 1, 2021, imagine over 1 million patriots screaming, fight for Trump, think Congress and the Supreme Court will hear us. When you say fight for Trump and then there was actually fighting, physical fighting on behalf of Trump,
Sir,
what did you mean?
Are you stating that I tweeted that?
You don't remember tweeting?
No, sir, I honestly do not.
Okay, so on January 1, 2021, you sent a tweet that said, imagine over 1 million patriots screaming, quote, fight for Trump on the 6th. Think Congress and SC, which I believe is Supreme Court, will hear us then, hashtag fight for Trump. Your testimony is that you did not say that.
I'm saying I honestly do not remember tweeting that. I was not very active on Twitter.
Well, you also tweeted at 4 o'clock, I just got home, you said I just got whole safely. I think you meant home. At BWI Airport is the gate filled up with those of us with Trump gear on and several Army soldiers. Near time to boarding, our gate was surrounded by airport security.
Will the gentleman yield for a moment?
No, I will not yield. So you tweeted regularly throughout the days leading up to January 6th, you asked people to fight for Trump, and then you took a picture of yourself near the Capitol. So I just want to know, when you say fight for Trump, and people ultimately fought for Trump, do you regret those words?
Sir, I do. The second one that you just read, yeah, because that was a very traumatic experience. I couldn't understand why my gate surrounding and in BWI was surrounded by guardsmen, and how we as a whole, everyone that was on that plane, were threatened to be removed. I could not understand, because again, I did not experience any type of violence. As far as the first one that I would have to go back and look at that. I really do not honestly remember tweeting that first.
I'll make sure we
Gentleman's time
give it to
has
you.
expired. Mr.
And
Nehls.
I just want to correct, I said January 6th for the BWI airport. It was January 7th. I just want to, January 7th was when you tweeted about
Mr.
BWI.
Nehls.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Rodriguez, I apologize that you had to. You're here for a hearing on the border. They don't want to talk about a border. Mr. Swalwell is down there. Obviously, everybody knows he's made some comments. He's got a checkered past. He's alleged
I'm sorry,
relationships.
a checkered past? I would ask.
It's my time. Alleged affairs, relationships with
No,
with Yum
sir.
Yum.
You don't get to say that shit. That's not true.
He had alleged relationships with Yum Yum.
I asked the gentleman's words to be taken down.
You don't get to say
Mr.
that,
Chairman,
pal.
I asked the
we ask that
gentleman's
the
words be
gentleman's
taken down as casting a slur on another member.
That is-
I am here.
He's making.
I asked the
Let's have
words
some
of the
order
gentleman
and
be taken down as
civility.
casting a
Let
slur
us
on another
have-
member.
Let us have some order and civility here, and we will take up the issues one by one.
Mr. Chairman, I ask that the words of the gentleman be taken down as expressing a slur on another member.
I join in that request.
And the specific words were?
He mentioned that Mr. Swalwell had a checkered past. I don't have the rest of the exact words, but it was a direct slur on a member of this committee. That is not acceptable.
We are going to consult the precedents and take temporary recess.
Thank you.
Would the gentleman wish to withdraw his words?
Yes, and I would like to rephrase. This is the same member that was removed from the Intelligence Committee that he previously served on. So now let's get right down to the serious business as it relates to our southern border.